Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on GTA 5. Today we are going to be travelling over there. That is Driver's Paradise, a kind of series of islands made up of some really rather fantastic roads. At least that's the hope. That's what we're going to go and explore. We're starting on the mainland. We're over down this part of the map. There is a nice bridge connecting us to hopefully the driving paradise. Now, the car that I am driving today is another one of the new vehicles. We'll find a gap through the traffic, no problem. This is the Tyrant. It is essentially, I think it's supposed to be the Mercedes hypercar thing. Well, I can't remember the name of it properly, but there we go. It is another one of the quite generic GTA 5 hypercars. I might have tweaked around with it a little bit to give it some more speed to actually make it fun, because there are an interesting multitude of roads here. You have this kind of a desert opening area where you drive into the map. It's kind of 4 or so, might even be 5 islands, all with different kind of themes, different sort of scenery. Oh dear. And this first part is kind of wide open desert roads. Now they have got their corners to worry about. Basically, this is ideal for a very high-performance car. And the problem with GTA 5 is, to give their map some sense of scale, they make all of the hypercars very slow. Oh, oopsie. We're going to go and play in the sand. Yeah, all of the hypercars, the most expensive cars in the game, well, apart from the cars we can't say, ignore that. You know, the high-end supercars, etc., are all limited to about 120 miles an hour, which means that some of these sort of roads here cannot really be enjoyed with a car limited to 120 miles an hour. Thankfully, well, due to the power of modding that's, got us here in the first place, we can also make these cars perform more accurately. Now, I've done this the lazy way, essentially just upped the power, given a 50 times engine power multiplier, which means it's quite a lot of power. We're doing 170 miles an hour. It could potentially even be more in terms of top speed. However, when you start tinkering around with that, you really run the risk of making the car undrivable at low speeds. Of course, it then just spins its wheels when it tries to use any of the power. It's more fun though. It is much more fun having this amount of speed. Certainly for this entrance road. I don't quite know what they're going to get like further down. I've kind of done a flyby of this area with a helicopter to have a little bit of a look. And certainly, this entrance road is a nice, wide, open, flat out. Now, a road, again, my criteria, for the ultimate driving road is it has to have both be enjoyable in very high-powered cars, very fast cars like this Tyrant, but also be able to be enjoyed in the slower cars. Oh, that's a big jump. Perhaps not have big jumps as well. I'm kind of tempted not to lift off here. This might go really badly. We shall not lift! And ow, we broke the Tyrant a little bit. It's fine. You see, we almost made it to the road. Probably not a good idea to do that with your near I think it's supposed to be $3 million hypercar. It's not cheap, again, as you can imagine, with a new GTA 5 hypercar. Let's go and have a little bit of a fix. I think that seems like a sensible idea. We'll we'll fix up the windscreen. I mean, we can kind of see it's got pushrod suspension at the front. Unfortunately, I did have a check, and it doesn't seem like it's functioning pushrod suspension. Like, you can't see it moving and bump. Let's be honest, I wasn't expecting to see that. Not from GTA 5. While we do have some cars with functioning bits in the engine, I wasn't perhaps expecting to see actually functioning pushrod suspension on a car. You know, that's fair enough. This is GTA. It isn't exactly a high-tech racing simulation. So it seems like the first little island that we have come to is a sort of foresty area. Now, one thing when I was playing around with the previous or first map, I guess, in this series, people did say is that some of these islands are not the prettiest of areas. They're not as detailed as the actual GTA 5. Funnily enough, they're not as detailed as the actual GTA 5 map in terms of whether that be scenery or in terms of buildings. I did talk briefly, a lot of these things do not have paths for traffic cars, so they will be something for you to enjoy on your own. This is more like it. This is more like the sort of road that we want to see here. One that's kind of a wiggling and weaving. There's a bit to get some speed up, and then you've got to try and rein it back in again. There isn't the same terrifying danger down here. There's a plenty of runoff area for if things go wrong. It's a little bit of airtime, though, which is... I mean, that's not necessarily what you want to be having when you're, well, trying to throw the car around a road I've not driven before and don't really know. There's a lot of grip in it. Even with me having this going far faster than it ever should be going, it still feels the amount of grip that we have going on. That's a really nasty corner. That's kind of a blind downhill to... Now there is certainly an element of danger because we're about to go find out. Trees! Save me! Well, I mean, kind of saved me. Done really strange things to the front of my car. It's like... Hold on, I've got to try something. I don't know if I can do it from there. I'm curious about this vehicle now. We do vehicles and... Is it in here? Door control, there we go. Is there a way to do all? I don't think there is. I guess maybe a trunk? Huh. It's a very strange front of the car. It's like it's lifted up the front bit slightly, but not quite the whole body. That's a very weird way for the vehicle to brake. Let's just go. I'm going to fix it. Just I'm curious to see. Yeah, it's just kind of there's odd. It's like the centre part of that front bumper is almost like a separate entity to the rest of it, which is interesting. Well, we missed, I think, a pretty good corner in that, unfortunately. Oh, that's another very, very good corner. That's the sort of corner that we want to see, and I've completely fluffed it up because I was going too fast. Yep, this is actually interestingly difficult road. Hold on, I want to go back up there because I actually want to drive that bit. It is a pretty damn cool little road that we have stumbled across, as ever. As ever in the world of GTA 5, if you have enough power, it doesn't matter if your car is a hypercar. It will climb whatever is put in front of it. If that be a vertical cliff, you can go for it. There is a tree on the inside that you really wouldn't want to be hitting. Yeah, I mean, making this car is ludicrously powerful for this particular part. Perhaps not the most cleverest thing I've ever done. That, to me, is definitely perfectly good English. Exactly. I will hear no arguments to the contrary. I think actually that's kind of looped us back around to the start point. We're kind of racing back up here. I have a feeling there's going to be like a tight corner somewhere. Oh, there is at least a catch fence along this bit if things go a little bit awry. Oh, Christ, it's suddenly going to drop back down again. Yeah, okay, so I see where it's looped us around. That's pretty damn cool. Yeah, I think we landed up by that road there, didn't we, if I remember correctly. So that's a road that loops its way. Actually, pretty damn cool road. It's a little faster than we saw from the previous map that we drove. Although there are some nasty sections and there are some quite dangerous cliffs for the vehicles. Well, for you to go tumbling off of. Now, where is this going? Is this going to loop us around? Okay, it's kind of like, I guess, like a main road almost. Oh, trees and things. Yeah, the downside of giving the car many horsepowers and many speed is you do silly little mistakes like so, and that can loop its way back over there. Or we can head back to the main, to the main kind of motorway that traverses around. Shall we go head to a different zone? Shall we go see what this zone... Oh god, that's a dangerous bridge. Christ. That is the sort of bridge that is asking for trouble, especially with me driving a very fast car. Maybe we should just be a little bit careful heading up towards this. Again, still slightly foresty looking area. It's kind of quite rocky in the middle if we can get towards that. Oh, there's a little road. I'm curious about little roads. Don't give me big roads. We want little roads. Little roads are often where the fun is at. Although this barely looks like a road. This kind of looks more like somebody's driveway. I mean, it would lead to a very big house, a very expensive house, one that I would never ever hope to possibly afford. Is that sort of driveway that we've got going along here? Or is it just a shortcut? Okay, I mean, it's a good road for getting some speed up, and I feel like there's going to be a big crash at the end of it. As an excellent driving road, I made a dumb choice there. As an excellent choice, I think that one, the other one, will sweep up into those hills. Oh, spin the Tyrant around. Sure. Now, thankfully, when you have this much speed and you happen to have made the slight wrong decision on your particular search for a driving road, you can then put your foot down and go the other direction quite quickly. Thinking of this car as well, is that insanely expensive. While I had been praising a lot of the new GTA 5 cars for having a decent amount of customization options, this, not much. You can kind of, well, imagine there is a slightly different spoiler option, which is what I have got on the car, a side skirts or no side skirts. You can just about see the orange bit under the side of the door, and the exhausts are different. You can also have a carbon bonnet if you fancy. That's it. Your $3 million hypercar is that in terms of customization. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty mad looking car to begin with. Christ, this is a bit bumpy at 130 miles an hour. Yeah, it's a mad looking car to begin with, but I had hoped we would see a bit more customization from this sort of vehicle, especially considering most of the cars that have come out have been pretty good. Even the full-on rally car, again, I don't know if it's actually fully out yet, but the Flash GT, when I played around with that, even that had, you know, a decent amount of customization. Oh, okay, we're off again. There's a solid thing down there. And these roads are definitely more up there on the... Oh, that looks like an amazing road. That looks like an amazing road. I'm going to swap cars. This thing is brutal. Maybe have gone a little bit overboard with the power. A little bit, to try and have some fun, certainly on that desert road. The desert area on the way in here, much better with a high-powered car. Here, though, I think we perhaps want something a little bit different. So, this is what we are going to be using next. It is the Dominator GTX, essentially a modern version of the Dominator. Looks pretty damn cool, kind of a cross between the Dodge Charger and the Ford Mustang. It's, well, I mean, my sort of car, a modern day muscle car. And we are going to have a look at, first of all, we're going to put the power multiplier down. Okay, let's be less silly with with the Dominator. Let's have a look at modifications. Okay, we've got a little bit more. This is what I like to see. I thought I'd show you guys the building of the car. I'm using the trainer menu because it's easier than going into a workshop. So we can have a garage. Christ, that's a big spoiler. Oh, we got scaffolding. It's got 4 bits of scaffolding because, of course, you need scaffolding. That's a slight disappointment from the Mighty Wing to that. You can have a drag spoilers. You can have an aero fin, so just a slightly different sort of spoiler. You can have a carbon sports spoiler, or just a general spoiler, or a GT spoiler. I mean, there's no real question here as to what we're going to have. A nice, shiny, scaffoldy wing. Perfect. We can have a slight extender on the front bumper. You can have it sticker bombed if you want. I guess we're for a primary extender. We can have... Okay, so a rear... Just basically changing the colour of that rear panel. I guess it's so that you can have a multicoloured car. I guess that makes sense. Christ, you can get ram bars along the side. Okay. I mean, we didn't really exactly have a ram bar to go at the front, so you can't really make this into like a death race style. It would have been very cool to have a death race style car, I'll be honest. But, huh. I mean, okay, that's a thing that apparently happens, but it seems like, yeah, without having the rest of the parts is a bit weird. We can have a rally exhaust. Basically just means dustbins attached to the back of the car. You can have a carbon rally exhaust, or you can have more dustbins. Lots of dustbins! We can have carbon-tipped, aluminium-tipped, twin titanium. We can have novelty exhausts, or some aluminium. I think we'll go with... Oh, no, wait, there's some more. Titanium novelty exhausts. Sure, you know what? We'll go for novelty factor. We can have... I'm not sure. I think there might actually be in the engine bay by the guesswork there, actually. Can we then take off the bonnet? Stripped bonnet? No. Vanity hood? Yeah, okay. So, there is a hole. you can see the engine. You have a rally spec. I mean, I like the number of rally parts on this car. I do like the number of rally parts. There is this, I guess, this belief... Oh, should we go for the big old cheese grater? I think so. It's a bulkhead hood. Oh, okay, so it's just extended. Okay, go back. I want... actually, I don't want to go that far back. I don't want a carbon. Nope, that's not what I thought it was. Performance? There we go. Cheese grater. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of rally-style parts for this, so you could feasibly make it into a rally-style vehicle. I mean, I would if it hadn't got the fact that I've got a massive rear wing on it. I mean, I know hill climb cars and all, but still. Ooh, there's a lot of roof options. You can get some vortex generators if you want. You can get a big old roof scoop. Sure, you know what? It seems like I'm building cars on bloody... What's it called? I've forgotten the name. That's quite cool. Midnight Club or Need for Speed when I abuse cars on those games. So yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount in terms of customization. See, I was hoping for this sort of level of customization on that thing. Or at least some parts on the Tyrant. But there we go. On the downside for the Mustang, I will say it is not going to be cheap from what I have read, from what I have seen. It's $750,000. Which is not cheap. However, and I imagine, you know, these parts are not going to be cheap either. You're going to probably spend $50,000 on mud flaps. But at least you can personalise it a little bit more than just colours and wheels. So that is at least something. Oh, this looks like a glorious road if I see the direction it's heading in. Yeah. I mean, it's that time again where we laugh at the absurdity of GTA 5 car pricing when there is very little that we can do about it. Bugger all that we can do about it. However, it is ridiculous. And I like this car, I really do. $750,000 is a huge amount, an astronomically silly amount of money for a car like this. Where we go? I think the Jester Classic, the old Supra, essentially, is also going to be a fairly comparable amount of money. So, yay. If you've got lots of money, it's great. If you don't, and you know, you just wanted to get back into the game because this stuff looks interesting, Christ, this is dangerous up here. Have fun with that. This is a very, very cool little... okay, there's a cool little mountain pass. It's kind of, I guess it's led us to... That might have actually led us to just like another little zone we've gone through. Okay. I liked the road to get down to this part. I really liked the road to get down to this part. It was a really good start, and then we kind of just ended as there were lots of different junctions for us to be going down. Where does that other road head then? Is that going to take us over? I don't know. Let's go and investigate. I mean, in terms of actual size-wise, this map, okay, is probably not quite as big as the full GTA 5 map, but I'll tell you what, it's not as far away as you might think. Yes, there is not much going on around it per se, it's just scenery to enjoy a nice drive in, well, potentially fast and good handling cars, but there's a lot of it. There is a huge amount of scenery to go exploring. Is this going to take us... Okay, this has not quite been as... And I'm disappointed. Well, I say disappointed, slightly perhaps. Oh, were we going to go... I think it was just a different way into... Oh, is there going to be a jump? Come on, Mustang. We can go for a flight. I mean, you've got a wing on the back. I'm sure that's going to be perfectly good. We're getting some... Hey, there we go. Some airtime in the Mustang. Okay, we're looping our way... It seems we're looping our way back around. Are we going to get interesting road? Okay, that's a bit of a drop over there. Okay, we're going to get... Well, we're getting a little bit more interesting in terms of scenery. We've got some elevation change. Elevation change is good. We've got... Oh, there we go. We've actually got some corners now that we need to brake for, that we need to worry about. Ah, yeah, this is more like it. We kind of want to... Yeah, we kind of want a mixture between these sort of corners, followed by some fast sections, and then followed by maybe a few more of these sort of corners. I think this is actually going to take us back to that long straight road that I got bored on last time. Oh yeah, you see the speed that we're at. It's 105. That's it. That's all the Mustang. To be fair to Dominator, the massive wing is probably producing so much drag that it wouldn't be able to get past 105 miles an hour. Let's be on it. But I mean, it's still a little bit of a... Yeah, it still feels quite restrictive. It still feels, I'd say, quite very restrictive. And it shows more when you've got this sort of freedom, when you've got this sort of area to play around with. The restrictions on the top speed of the cars is a little bit of a hindrance. Well, this is not the ultimate driving road. This is sit in a straight line and go down there. Maybe, okay, so I think we turned... no, okay, can't go that way. Never mind, ignore me. So I thought we'd turned... I thought there was another road heading off in that direction. There is not. Shall we give the Dominator some power out here? I think perhaps... Now, again, there is a lot of this place to explore. There is an awful lot of this place to... I don't know, what am I doing? To go exploring with. There we go. Let's get some proper power in our car. A lot of the roads are quite long, and you are honestly going to want more power in your car just to make them fun. There are brief sections so far that have been quite nice and quite technical. They are perhaps a little bit too few and far between them, although there are more islands to go exploring. So that was the path that we took down there, was I think where we went with after we swapped out the car. So let's head over in this direction. Yeah, it's a huge, huge place to be exploring. Are we going to find some nice roads as we're heading up in towards the mountains? This is looking promising. Like, scenery-wise, this looks promising to me. Oh, careful. I've got to remember that I give these cars a lot of power, and their brakes are still designed to deal with the car not going above 105 miles an hour. And you're suddenly going 140, 150, and then it doesn't stop anymore. It's when you play around with the handling in that manner, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful with the sudden difference in, well, approach speed and braking performance. Yeah, this island has had one good little section. It's had one good little section, and the rest of it has been a little bit... Oh, bugger. I'm going to bin it because I've I've done a stupid... This looks like it's just going to loop itself back towards where we started. It would seem. This is okay. Yeah, we can find some really cool little corners, but they just don't go with anything else. Oh, I'm now driving it like a hypercar, and it's not hyper. Remember, I had to get used to dealing with the differing levels of speed and power, etc. I think we're coming back up to where that junction was. Okay, well, Driver's Paradise is, well, a very interesting place. It is a massive map, and the first kind of two areas, I guess kind of three areas. The desert part is cool for very, very high speed hypercar running, but you're not going to have much fun in a slow vehicle. The foresty area was a little bit better in terms of roads. This kind of second, more, I guess, plains area almost that we have come to, not quite so good. There are some very, very good sections. There are little bits, but it then kind of ends up doing a bit too longer a straight road. There's some excellent corners. But then it falls downhill. Metaphorically, because it might be up it. But either way, there we go. There are more places to look, though, and I think we will continue our adventures here another time as we're heading towards what looks like a very snowy, mountainous area. That looks like a fun road over there. It looks like, yeah, there's many more roads to explore, so we shall have to continue that with perhaps some different and some of the other new cars. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye. Totally meant to do that. Absolutely meant to do that.